Gave Lomo the 7th and 8th. Of course, the 10 and 11. That's 5 rounds right there. And I watched it again, and I didn't have any different outcome. You know, Haney closed the show. He won that last round. And I was thinking, Lomo probably should have stayed in the pocket a little bit more, because he said before the fight, Haney wasn't a puncher. Well, if Haney wasn't a puncher, then you have to exchange with a guy that you feel you have more power than. And I think that's what he didn't capitalize. I thought he should have took more risks to try to get him out of there. I mean, why are you going to the decision anyway when you know a guy is an undisputed champion? You got to be thinking in the back of your mind, hey, I mean, I got to do a little bit more than just compete. You got to win. And I'm like, how can you take the man belts on a performance like that when he competed and he defended? See, you're challenging. When you're challenging for the belt, that's a different, you're fighting from a different perspective when you're defending. And I think when you look at that fight, the whole totality of the fight, Devin Haney defended. He never gave in. He fought back every time Lomo came and pressed. He was there. But truth be told, watching that fight from my vision, you know, Haney got a lot of work to do. He got an extremely lot of work to do, bro. He's carrying that undisputed title. I didn't personally see undisputed talent. And that just being...
Wow.
Those were the words of Antonio Tarver. And I did a video a few hours ago that supported this about Devin Haney. About Lomachenko as well. Lomachenko, I feel, needed to do more. Even though I think he won. I don't think that Devin Haney won. But I don't think that's the point. I think the point is Lomachenko mentally knew, and he should have had that mindset, that he can't allow this type of fight against an undefeated, younger, more than likely more marketable opponent in Devin Haney. The distance. He couldn't go to the distance with that. And I think he should have known that. I think if anything that he should learn from the professional circuit is that he can't afford to take these fighters to the distance and win a decision. You know, that's either a ignorant mindset based on what you should already know. It's foolish. Or you're still stuck in the amateur days thinking that you're going to win every fight just because you're the better boxer. But Antonio Tarver was right. Devin Haney did not give up. He never gave up. A lot of Loma's opponents gave in or gave up. Okay? A lot of them quit on their stool. A lot of them just said, you know what, I can't do this. I'm not going to embarrass myself. And they gave up. No mas. Right? Devin Haney didn't do that. So to counterpunch what people said about Loma, which was also true, that Loma did things to Devin Haney that other fighters couldn't do, which was true. Loma was able to get in past those longer arms, past the jab. He was able to inflict the punches that he needed to. But Devin Haney, you know, despite Devin Haney's style of jab, 1-2 and grab. However, it didn't really matter at the end of the day because he didn't take it to Devin Haney like he should have. And when you do make comments like, hey, he has no power, you should be able to not respect that power and walk through those punches to get your own off. Trade more exchanges. Because that's what was said. But you can claim the same for Devin Haney, saying that he's going to crush him in this, that, and the other. Because none of that happened. Okay? But don't let your mouth write a check that your ass can't cash. Okay? That's an old saying. However, Devin Haney himself, he does need and has a lot of growth. He needs to emerge as a fighter. Because it's going to be people that are a lot better than him. That's why he's not getting the notoriety that he feels he deserves. And guys like Tank Davis, they're knocking people out. They're not sitting around for decisions. That's why Tank is looked at ahead of the elites. Shakur Stevenson might be sharper, but at the same time, we need knockdowns, we need knockouts. And Shakur Stevenson has really showed us like, hey, yeah, he's cracking a little bit because he's becoming more aggressive. He's doing more than just, hey, let me box this through and let me make a decision. Because people get tired of that. People want to see knockouts. That's something Wilder mentioned a few years back. You want to see someone get knocked out on a stretcher. You don't want to see anyone go the distance. That's something that normally happens based on nothing else happening. Okay. But back to Devin Haney. Being an undisputed talent, I don't think that's what he is either. I think he really needs to, he's just not that exciting of a fighter, honestly. But he's doing things in the sport that makes you pay attention to what he's doing. He left Matchroom to go to Bob Arum. Really, that's not a formation of any fighter. You're leaving with the money from getting paid with Eddie Hearn to go with Bob Arum's cheap self. That's already a no-no, but he did it anyway. What was that? Showbiz, do the Devin Haney, do the Devin Haney. Well, he did that. Okay, he did something that a lot of fighters don't do these days just to get those belts, and he got those belts. And yes, he defended those belts, but his defense, his performance itself was mediocre, but it really didn't matter based on the politics that be, and you can't stop that. You can't stop shit scorecards from happening because obviously, if Floyd, Money Mayweather couldn't shut them down for Tank Davis, they're not going to do that for Lomachenko. Counterpunch. So, if anything, I look at Devin Haney, is a pretty good fighter. Let's just hope he learns more, he gets sharper. He may be a sloppy man's Mayweather now because he's just he's fighting at a weight class that he shouldn't be in. He needs to peak, and I don't really think he's peaked yet. So you got to give him a break, because maybe him looking like Skeletor on that scale maybe reflects his performance a bit. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind too. Whereas Loma has just always been Loma, But yeah, Loma definitely should have done more. But I still think he won, but I don't think winning is enough when you're dealing with those type of obstacles in your way. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Antonio Tarver thinking that Lomachenko should have did more. Lomachenko should have pressed the gas. Lomachenko should have went in to tax that ass. Bars. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.